Hey, it's the Chief Bonding with Board Games and RPGs. We are back with The Walking Dead. Boom, I have the deluxe book. And we have Scott playing Luke, and I'm playing Earl St. Clair. So, where we were just at, we just picked up the fuel truck from the Olympic Central Park, or Centennial Park. 32% was inside that one. The other ones were lower. You wanted to look at it.
Unfortunate roll of dice.
Everywhere we went, they were low, but it made sense because they've been burning that fuel.
Sure. Yeah.
You wanted to look into another truck. That truck was a Deuce and a half. It had some explosive material stuff in it. We decided to bring that back. What we did learn was the trip back in these heavy vehicles was nowhere close to the danger that we did when we were moving on foot.
Sure.
We got back. We went to the big dock where we drove in. Angus met us. Emma has a crush on Angus. She was hanging out with him. We're leaving that.
I still find that funny.
It is. She likes that self-contained man of Angus. We rolled these vehicles in. 900 gallons of diesel fuel, the Deuce and a half. Before we started, we have not been doing XP. I kind of rounded out. We get 1 XP for every session we're involved. There's some other rules. I'll throw a little picture up of what those are here. We gave ourselves, because we're in multiple episodes in, we each had 20 to spend. We actually had 26. And we both decided to increase our ranged combat. It was so imperative that we could shoot at distance. Mine's now up to 5. What are you at?
I'm at 3.
Perfect.
Oh, wait,
you were at 1.
3.
Yeah, you were at 1.
Yeah.
We both staved 6. We could have brought up some talents, but we didn't. We are going to remember to use stress die. But we're opening up. We're back at the Truist building. So we're in our enclave, our fort, our base. I'm going to propose to you right now. It's bad out there, but my thought to you is that if we get some of these Rebecca, Harold, Jillian, the 3 drivers. I don't know if Emma can drive. I don't know if Angus wants to. If we can get some drivers, we unload this Deuce and a half. We use it to drive right back, maybe grab all the other fuel trucks.
I would say Angus was busy today tending to his turtle, so he couldn't make it.
I thought you were going to talk about Emma. Tending to Emma, to his turtle. He does have a turtle. He couldn't make it today.
His pet turtle.
His pet turtle. My proposal is we just got back. It was harrowing. I mean, we were knocking through walls.
What was our time frame, though? Because we went on foot to Centennial Park. We found the trucks. We got back.
The day is ending. We probably need to spend a night.
Okay.
And then see if power goes out. Things are going to hell outside.
Right.
I actually think, and dang it.
Well, losing power, though, was part of Angus needing the diesel to run the generators because he knows how to fuel supply the building.
Yes.
What do you need?
Dice. If you could grab my box, I think there's a little circular can. I've got some extra dice I need for percentiles. So, percentiles, because we are playing cooperatively, we're using the Mythic emulator system. So, as we ask questions, because the first thing is, we've got to determine, has power failed? Things are getting so crazy out there. I do believe we're at the point where it's getting bad. It doesn't mean power fails right away, because how long could the power run? Where's the power generation at? What do you think? We were rolling, I want to say like 15% or 25%.
It's got to start getting more likely to where power is going to fail.
Got it.
I'd say let's go 40% now. Okay. We're a couple of days in.
All right.
40% chance that power is out.
Because who knows where the power station is? Maybe they're fine.
But it's going to keep increasing each day.
All right. So 40%. We've had a good rest. I think we talked to the group that there are other fuel trucks to be had.
We used some of our bath salts.
I love it. Get rid of some stress.
Got rid of some stress.
Yes, he liberated some bath salts early. See, episode 2 maybe? 3? Might have been 3. So we want to see as dawn breaks, we've had a rest. You got to see other episodes to see that the Truist building's been secured on the first level, so we're not worried about that.
What else didn't we, when we were on foot going to Centennial Park, we hit a deli. We ended up in a deli and we brought back
a wheel of cheese and
I
some
think
bologna. It was like a shank of bologna or a ham.
Yeah.
Just to eat. So I think we're carving off on that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's food in the C-suite that we're in and stuff too. But,
we're doing all right on food.
Right.
We've even stockpiled water in other tubs, leaving a tub for use, which Emma demanded. 40%. Why don't you roll? If you get a 40 or less
I don't want that responsibility.
I know. Power.
40 or below?
40 or below, power fails.
Okay.
86. We still have power. Amazing.
Good.
So as dawn breaks, and I think we ask for everybody to come together. I think you're a bit more of a talker in this one. You're the law enforcement guy. I've been a little bit more rough around the edges. But I do think if we could get other people to go help us drive some of these vehicles back, God knows what other Deuce and a halves there might be. But even though the other trucks were low, if we got, I'll look back in my records, but one was like at 28%. One was only like 3, but there was another one at 22%. We could bring those back, and we're still talking hundreds of gallons of diesel.
It's a good start.
And on a side note, there was a fuel guy loading the fuel at the station, and I went and asked him because he had a big gas truck and he was loading fuel into the below ground storage. So this is real world. I went over and said, how fast does your truck pump fuel into this storage? He goes, 100 gallons a minute. I was like, wow. So that's 9 minutes to get rid of the 900 gallons. I said, does your truck, what if they wanted to get the fuel out of here? It was bad, or they wanted to change out? He goes, yeah, I got a separate pump. It works at 25% capacity, but I can also suck fuel out and bring it into my tank. It's just slower. My thinking was, he was looking at me, I'm in full police uniform. He's looking at me like, never had a cop ask me so many questions about fuel transfer. It was for this game. Because I'm thinking there might be not that it's now, but there might be a gas station somewhere nearby that if we went to, we could pop the main pump, drop in the line, if Angus could figure it out, and we could even pump massive amounts. Good. So it might be good to have more than one fuel truck. All right, so we've convened a meeting. I think you're the speaker. You're talking to them, and I think I would love to take a group back in the Deuce and a half, which has been unloaded, and maybe grab more vehicles, but we need drivers. Can you sell them on this?
Yes.
All right. Can you role play that out a little bit?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, we made it. It wasn't bad.
I think I'm like, I got it. They kind of like give me the look. Like I'm like, yeah.
It was quiet. Yeah, we saw a couple of walkers, but there weren't any issues. We were able to get in there. That was on foot. We could make it back there with one of these Deuce and a halves, and I need, Angus is a driver. And I think 2 or 3. I mean, if we take Rebecca and Harold.
Harold, or was it Howard?
Howard.
I think it's Howard and Jillian. There are drivers. I don't know. I mean,
I think we stick with 3.
Okay. I throw out, hey, Luke and I will pull security. We will leave one of you in the Deuce and a half, but we will shepherd the other 2 to either fuel trucks or Deuce and a halves.
Let's roll to see if Jillian
each
wants
one.
To go.
Yeah, I know.
Bring up Rebecca.
I know.
Harold.
Yeah.
Howard.
So let's start with the least likely. Jillian is the trophy wife.
Yes. Let's roll for her to see if she wants to go.
Do you think so? This is the sheet.
Wants to go.
So this is the likeliness, and we're rolling under this. So you think very unlikely, which means 25% or less, she will go. So give us a roll for Jillian. Is she willing to help us drive?
25 or less.
25 or less. She on board? 88.
So no, she's out.
She's like, I can't drive a big truck.
No.
I can't drive I don't know. Are they the Deuce and a half isn't even a stick though? It's an automatic transmission.
Oh no, they're stick.
It's stick.
When
Clutch. I remember
yeah,
I had a
was
license.
when I was in everything.
Yeah, it was only 3-speed though, if I remember right. I can't remember. I drove one. I had a license, but I can't remember. Right. So she's like.
I grew up driving a Ford pickup truck. We called it 3 on the tree.
3 on the tree.
Three
the
on the
reverse
tree.
always threw me off because it was
It
up
on the
and
column.
up. Yes.
Through the stick shift.
Yeah, it was crazy. I almost rolled the vehicle. My dad yelled at me, "You're going to roll it." All right, so Jillian's out. Jillian's like, "I'm not leaving the building."
Rebecca,
tough.
as long as Howard is in, she's
Yeah.
in.
Okay, administrative
because,
assistant. Okay,
you
she
know,
wanted to just roll for Howard.
They've had something
Right,
going
there's a
on,
little
so
ching ching chang.
If Howard's in, Rebecca's in, and then Angus, I think.
All right,
is
so
our
let's
first.
go. Angus leaving the building might be the issue. Let's see. Do you think Howard is 50-50, or do you think he's somewhat likely to get the fuel? What do you think? Because you can see the percentages.
I would say let's go likely. Likely or very likely.
Okay, so very likely is 85. Okay, so you just think 75%?
Let's give him the same chances that he's
Likely. Okay, so he's likely, which is 75 or less. He's like, I'll drive. 75 or less is a yes. 24. Matter of fact, it's not a hard yes. He's on board, and you said as soon as he agrees, Rebecca's like, me too.
Yeah.
Immediately, Jillian's thinking, maybe I should go. All right, so we've got Rebecca. We've got
Howard and Angus. Let's roll for Angus.
Yeah, Angus. Now, see, I think Angus is. I don't think he's a driver.
Let's say somewhat likely.
I don't know. I think it's more like unlikely.
Unlikely?
I don't think he wants to leave his building. And
He doesn't.
I got to admit, he's such a value to us. He runs these machines. Would we want?
But he's a
him to
grown
leave?
man.
God, I know.
He's someone we can count on.
But I know. Do we want him to be at any risk at all? He's the one that runs all these machines. I think
Yes
I'm
and no.
nervous.
We're willing to impart a little
I think
bit
I
of
pull
risk.
you
It's
aside.
risk versus reward.
Let me pull you aside, and I'm like, dude, I'd rather leave Angus in here and make multiple trips than to risk losing him. I think he's the heart and soul of the building. This is Earl talking to Luke. True. I think I'm nervous about bringing him just because, God, I can't run these damn generators and machines and stuff.
Okay.
So I think, is he even willing? I want to see, is he even willing? I think it's unlikely, 35 or less, but I think I might reject it. I'm telling you, I would rather make multiple trips and put him at risk. But is he even willing? He might be scared.
35 or less, he is
35
willing?
or less, yes, he's willing. 66, he doesn't want to leave.
Nope.
And I'm like, Angus, you're doing plenty.
Stay here,
Yeah,
await.
get the generator
await our
ready.
return.
Right. Now, do we ask Emma or Noah? I could teach Noah to drive.
No.
He's
no,
12.
We're going out. Yeah.
So we're just taking two
We're
with us?
leaving the building. Yeah, for now. I mean, like you said, we can go back. We can make trips. We got 2 adults. They're willing to go, semi-willing. Maybe we have to coerce them. But
We've got to give them at least a handgun.
the thing is, though, if we take 1 Deuce and a half back,
Right.
you've got 3 drivers coming back.
We're going to get other
3
cars.
extra vehicles.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
me or you.
Exactly.
And Rebecca.
Or we abandon the Deuce and a half and take 4 other vehicles.
Well, that's
back.
true, too, if they're, depending on what we find.
Screw the empty Deuce.
You might
grab
find-
a Deuce loaded with ammo
you
or
might
food.
grab a Hummer
Sure.
and
Something to,
a fuel truck.
Right.
and something.
Whatever's in there. So I think we're going to have an option. And you're right. It gives us 3, maybe 4 vehicles we can bring back. I like it.
We're good.
They're on board. I think if they're driving, when they're driving, there's going to be some risk that we'll use this chart to, are they handling it?
Mm-hmm. I can remember 1 truck or 1 tent too had a bunch of medical supplies in
Yes,
it too.
it might be good to grab. We did look at that first as medical. You
So
looked at another one, you were
fuel,
like,
we may
bomb
find
stuff.
food, we
We
may
may
find
bring back the
MREs,
medical. Yeah.
medical. If I could find communications gear, ammo.
Yes.
I mean, there's a bunch
Yeah,
of stuff.
we
could find
saw
to bring back.
basically a cornucopia over there. So I like it. Here's what I'm proposing right from the get-go.
But we also have to move quick
Right.
because other people
Right.
Are gonna find
right.
this
We want to grab it. I
treasure
think
trove.
we give Rebecca and Howard each a handgun, just self-defense.
Sure.
And they're
bullets.
maybe a couple more than that, just in case, but God forbid. And I say right off the bat, Rebecca seems hesitant. I want her driving the Deuce and a half. I want her to get the practice as we're going over.
Okay.
Now, I know. I want her though. I want her to get the OJT, baby, on job training.
True.
And then you can kind of sit 3 up front in the Deuce. Are you sitting in the back?
Sure.
Okay, so you're kind of pulling rear security.
Rear security.
Okay.
Watching.
I like it. So, I think Rebecca is terrified by this Deuce, and I'm explaining to her, you just got to own it. You got to, here's how this works, this works, this works. We push start, the diesel powers up.
Be the boss.
I tell her the clutch is heavy. You got a left clutch. Pull it into gear. Even if you stay in first gear, we're only doing 15 miles an hour, but you can drive in first.
I feel like she's owning it, though, too.
Well, let's find out. Is she owning it? I think 50-50. 50-50. I'll roll 50 or less, she's owning it.
Okay.
Bam, 21. You called it 21. Yeah, she's like, she's getting in. She's got
Howard's
a little bit like, wow. I think she's more manly than me.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Definitely.
Wow. Yeah. Who's the CFO? Rebecca.
Right. He didn't know she could do it. We didn't know she could do it. We're all
this tells me right there why she's driving like a walker in like a suit who's a little heavy, comes out right in front of the truck. She drops it in another gear and just takes it right out.
I like the little heavy description. They're not even just like a walker
heavy.
in a suit.
Yeah, he's not. He's
he's in a little heavy.
Yeah, he's got his briefcase still. Okay. He's just dragging it, but he's big. She mows him down. She just takes him down. I'm like, Rebecca.
She's getting it.
She's like, well, I can handle this. All right, so I give her directions. The map is up now. You're looking at it. We're going to take these directions back to Olympic Centennial Park. We were just there the day before. We know where these are at. I think the walkers would only be a little bit thicker. So I don't think it's going to be less. I'm not saying that they've broken containment over at that Georgia Dome or wherever they were holding him. So we're still waiting on probably what is 100,000 walkers to flood, but there's a problem currently. Do we have, I want you to roll 50-50, do we have any struggle at all? 50 or less is
on the way
yes,
there.
Yes. Yes. Do we have a struggle getting there?
50 or less is yes, there's something happens.
Something, yeah. 96. Not only 91 is not only no, but hell no. So she mows down the slightly hefty. We'll call him hefty. We'll call him husky.
Hefty.
Husky. Yeah, hefty. We get there, no problem. She rolls up, clutches in, brakes, pops it, and I tell her, you just stay here. You stay in idle. Keep the doors closed. Deuce and a half doors do not lock, but they're hard to open. So I don't think a walker would be able to function the door open. She might be swarmed, but I don't think they could.
Why are we? I would say we'd take her with her.
I want to leave her in the vehicle.
Leave her in there?
Just in case. I think we need an exit vehicle.
Okay.
Now we might move her.
Okay.
I grab Howard by the shirt. Yeah. Howard, you're with me.
Yeah, because he's looking. He's
right. He's nervous as hell. Gun in both hands. Too close to his face. Okay, and I'm like, Howard,
I'm even debating him having a gun.
I tell him, all right, so what do you tell him? Holster it? Put it back in the holster.
Yeah.
Got it. Because he was like this. Yeah. He would have hurt himself.
Yeah.
All right, I love it. Yes. So you tell him holster it, he's making you nervous.
Right.
Got it. I grab him.
Howard, we're going to let you know if you need to pull that.
Love it.
If you need to slap the hog skin.
Got it. Rebecca's behind the wheel, in control. I push Howard out. We circle back to you. Is there...
Oh, that's true. I'm in the back.
Yes. Is there a walker? Do you see 50-50?
Oh, no.
50 or less?
There's got to be a walker.
Oh, there's got to be? All right.
There's very, very likely.
Near sure thing, 90%. Is there a walker that I have to engage immediately? 95. That is a no.
Oh, that's
yeah, because 90 or less. Okay. So we get out. Yeah, she must have mowed over a couple more. Maybe there's one under the wheel. It's reaching out. I like stomp it. Boom. I go, what do you see? We get out. We know we're near probably one of the fuel trucks, probably that one fuel truck with 28%, and there's that medical truck. Do we just grab those two? Or do we Do we look around a little bit? It could be a
We've got 3 to 4 vehicles to look for to secure.
I think we pulled up to the fuel truck that was up there with 28%.
If we, like you said, there's no sense in taking an empty Deuce and a half back.
I agree.
If we can find something else for Rebecca.
I agree.
There's going to be, the thing is, I think there's going to be some civilian type vans just from FEMA or from emergency management.
All right. So the question will be, how much do we look? I would think
military vehicles.
I would think we've pulled up near that 28% fuel truck and probably that medical Deuce and a half.
We for sure want fuel.
Do we switch Rebecca over to the medical
fuel truck or
Deuce
to the
and a
medical?
half?
Okay, yeah, she's driven a Deuce and a half. Let's put her in the medical.
Okay, I like it. We move her over. We've got a hell no.
I don't remember. Was it a Deuce and a half with medical? Or a
I think we just said a
we load them up.
Yeah. Either way, we've got a Deuce and a
medical
half.
supplies.
I think we've got. I do believe there was another truck, but it might have been a tent.
Okay.
Either way, we load let's just say it's the Deuce and a half she's in. She's comfortable. We've got a hell no on whatever the walkers were. Maybe we freaking pulled into the tent. Who knows? We backed up. We're chucking bandages, medical supplies into this Deuce and a half.
Okay.
I like it. No problem with that. Howard's helping out. We get some of those loaded in. We keep telling Rebecca, just sit there, keep the doors closed, idle. So she's even in her same Deuce and a half with some medical equipment. Do we put Howard in the gas truck with the 28%?
I feel me or you
Okay.
have to take it.
Okay.
That's important.
Got it. All right. So I think
I'll take the fuel truck.
Okay. I think, how about this? You go grab it and just pull it over near Rebecca so it's like staged.
Okay. We're ready.
And I think we've worn through our heck no on the walkers, and now we'll have to roll for them again. We've done about 15 minutes of work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the question is, do we do some more hunting around for unknown vehicles or unknown supplies, or do we just go get another fuel truck and call it good?
No, we've got the fuel truck. I think we're we've got to find, there's something else here. It's either a Hummer or a civilian type van.
Okay. I would love to get
a Suburban,
ammo,
emergency EMS.
A Deuce and a half packed with ammo. So we got to check. I think we're in an area where there's cars and vans and Deuces and tents. You see a van. You keep bringing up a van. So you must see a van. What's in this van?
Well, let's
check.
Let's just say it's a EMS Suburban.
Well, let's roll on this. Give me a roll.
Emergency management.
Give me a roll. It's a van. We're going to go action subject. I want to see, is it going to tell us? It's going to be esoteric, but we'll figure it out. 8. So we're going to have something that would be oppose. Roll again. So oppose what?
55.
55 is oppose suffering. That sounds like more medical type equipment. So you look in this van, and it's just more medical stuff. Is there anything you see in there? Oppose suffering is medical. I think there's like a heart defibrillator in there. Mm-hmm. Maybe Angus needs it if he's with Emma. All right. Anything is, to me, that seems like, no, we don't need that one. We keep looking.
Yeah, I think if you think like EMS, I don't know what would be an EMS supervisor vehicle. Probably, you said, a defibrillator, a camera, paperwork.
Yeah, I think that's like blah.
Yeah.
And I think we're looking at next one. Oh, what'd you see?
Well, no, let me grab this paper. We find a vehicle, we find a Hummer, and it's either loaded with, we'll say, medical.
Okay.
Guns and ammo.
Okay. Well, it might have like a mount on it, probably like a 50.
It's empty.
Okay.
Communications gear.
All right. So it would have
what else?
Crick,
what else?
27 or whatever it is.
Supply food.
a couple crates of MREs.
MREs.
Right, not a lot, but okay.
So we've got 5 options, 20% chance. So
Oh, you're just saying it's one of
we're
those
going to
things.
roll. We find a Hummer.
Give me a 6th option. How about it's
Well, then
freaking empty?
I've got
Nothing's in it. Oh, how about it's got what would be something that the Army would have that's completely useless? Water, just like water coolers.
I was gonna say KP gear kitchen, like pans.
Love it. KP stuff.
Right, KP.
Now you roll.
So, but then
One,
okay, so
one,
then
2, 3, 4,
you
5,
got
6.
roughly 15% for each one.
Sure. Just roll a 1. It's 6 items.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay.
Whatever we get, we'll just that is what's in there. What do
So
you think?
it is what it is.
I think it's gonna be empty,
It is what it is. What it is.
or it's gonna be the KP.
2 ammo and guns.
Ooh, love it! Wow, I think you pop into a Humvee and you're like, hello. Yeah,
Jackpot, baby.
We got ammo here. We got ammo boxes. You pop a couple. I think there's a 50 up in a cupola.
Okay, and that was a Hummer.
Yes.
So it's loaded. We've got the fuel truck
Got
that
it.
I'm driving.
Got it. All right, and
And then
Hummers are pretty easy to
Rebecca's
drive.
in the other Deuce and a
she's
half.
in the Deuce and a half with medical supplies. We're going to be able to take back one more vehicle.
Yeah,
So do
got
we
one
put-
more vehicle.
I think Howard could probably drive a Deuce and a half, don't you think? It's like a car.
Maybe we find a motorcycle.
Well, we
Would we
gotta-
want a motorcycle?
Well,
Something quick, light, easy,
God,
fast.
I'd rather bring back another fuel tank if we were in an option. I don't care.
And then,
So are
there
we
was
putting
the Hummer
Howard- are we putting Howard in the
Yeah,
Hummer?
that's pretty important. I think you're
It
driving.
is ammo. Okay. All right. So I'll end up, maybe we're corralling these things. So yes, no questions. Is there some kind of motorcycle? 50,
ATV. Let's call it an ATV.
Okay, so
a
you-
4-wheeler.
A 4-wheeler. 50 or below is yes. 24. There's a 4-wheeler. What else might be around there? Well, we know we got a fuel truck.
I think our time's up. We've got to get back.
Okay.
We've got
God dang,
fuel.
we can't put Howard in the freaking 4-wheeler. He'll
Why?
get killed.
Well, it's
he
not that,
can't.
one, it's not that important.
I know, but I
He
don't
can
want to
follow
lose
us.
him.
He can follow us.
Oh my God, he's going to get
He'll
eaten.
be
All
that's
right.
good.
All right. Howard.
I've got the fuel. You got the ammo. Rebecca's got the medical. We don't trust Howard. Right?
Are you trying to get him killed?
Get the
Are
quad
you
runner.
interested in Rebecca?
Get the ATV.
All right. Quad runner's there.
Yeah, we make
It's
him
not
think it's
bad.
important.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We
might
can put
be.
him in between the vehicles.
Sure. I mean, he's just got to stay in between.
That could come in handy. It's small, it's lightweight, it's quick, it's in and out from somewhere.
It's loud. Of course, everything
loud.
we're in's loud.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we got to roll. Are we drawing multiple walkers at this point in time? I think it's a near sure thing.
As we're leaving.
I think
Or on the way.
all the noise of us staging. I think a near sure thing.
So we
means
haven't
it's-
left.
Right, it's 90% that we're drawing
Yeah, something
walkers.
Something nearby had to hit.
Idling vehicles,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Okay.
even though it was clear,
90?
yeah, near sure thing. I think unless you get a 91 or up. So
92.
what?
92.
We had such bad luck on foot, and then we got
Because
positive
I'm
luck.
rolling, you were rolling,
I
you were
guess.
falling down.
Yeah, I know.
Taking hostage.
Gertrude was giving me the full body hug. All right, so I'm looking around, nervous as all get out,
What do you know?
saying we got to go, and you're like, I don't see nothing.
Yeah.
There's
I
not.
think
a
maybe we
walker
look
around.
across. Maybe we look across
Yeah, there's
Centennial
some
Park
there's some
and
slow draggers.